Good morning and welcome. Families, friends, faculty, and most of all, winter graduates, congratulations on making it here today. As you sit in this room, I hope you think back to your first moments on this campus, when everything felt big and new and maybe a little intimidating. There's a quote by Toni Morrison that reads, "If you surrendered to the wind, you can ride it." In that same vein, as you celebrate with your loved ones today, recognize how much you've grown into this place. Because at William & Mary, community isn't just something you join, it's something you build. Sometimes it's in the sunken garden on warm afternoons, in swim studying until 2 in the morning, or in the friendships that we make, carrying us through every high and low. And as you step beyond this campus, that idea of community becomes even more important. We are entering a world facing challenges that are complex and urgent, that demand compassion, courage, and a willingness to look out for one another. The education you have received at William & Mary has encouraged you more than ever before to think critically, to ask questions, and to lead with integrity. And the world needs all of that, and it needs all of us. But answering that call doesn't require grand gestures or perfect solutions. It begins with people, with the communities you build and nurture wherever you go. Let your community remind you who you are and encourage you toward who you hope to become. As you leave here today, carrying the lessons of this campus into new jobs, new places, and new seasons of life, I hope you remember that you're part of something bigger than yourself. You are part of a tradition of service, of leadership, of care. And wherever you go, and whenever the world feels heavy or uncertain, return to that truth. Return to your people. Because community is where resilience lives. Graduates, congratulations. May you move forward with purpose, with hope, and with confidence, and may you continue to build the kind of communities that help all of us rise. Thank you.
Good morning. Before I begin, if you have an open seat next to you, please raise your hand. Is that it? Okay. Oh, so if you're sitting in the back or standing, please, you can come up and sit down. Okay. Well, anyways, good morning. Welcome, students, families, and friends. Thank you for being here with us today. On behalf of the Graduate Council, I want to extend my congratulations to all of our graduates for everything that you have accomplished during your time here at William & Mary. As a leader of our graduate student community, I want to particularly congratulate our students who are completing their graduate degrees. As of this year, we now have 6 graduate schools: the College of Arts and Sciences, the Mason School of Business, the Baton School of Coastal and Marine Sciences, the School of Computing, Data Science, and Physics, the School of Education, and the School of Law. From long hours of studying to presenting original research at conferences and publishing in academic journals, you all have put in the time and effort to get to this point in your career. Congratulations. To all of today's graduates, welcome to our Tribe alumni family. Today is a celebration of your William & Mary experience. You learned to take initiative. You learned what it's like to work towards a goal and achieve it. You learned how to be resilient. You learned how to balance work and life. You learned how to take care of yourselves. All of these traits are in your toolbox as you enter the next phase of your life, whether that be a further degree or a job. And these traits will continue to develop, empowering you to so much more than what you can imagine currently. I understand there's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. You may have a job lined up, you may not. You may know what you want to do with the rest of your life, you may not. Either way, you have what it takes to make a positive difference in the world around us. No matter where your next steps take you, remember your ever-expanding toolbox and that the William & Mary community is here to support you. Congratulations again on behalf of the Graduate Council. I am very excited for what your futures have in store. Without further ado, I have the honor of introducing William & Mary's 28th president, Dr. Catherine Rowe.
Thank you, Madam President. Mr. Osick. So we are so excited to be here. We're excited to honor you, graduating students. We are excited to welcome families, neighbors, faculty, staff, siblings. This is an incredibly special ceremony for many of us because of its intimacy. It's fabulous that the room is so packed. There is still one seat here. For a family member who might want to have a great photo position, that's a good one. I get to shake the hand of every student that crosses the stage here, which I don't get to do in the spring. We do hope you'll come back in the spring. There's a lot of pomp and circumstance. William & Mary does that very well. But at this ceremony, the sense of fellowship is so powerful, and the sense of pride. I think I want to start by inviting the room just to tell the graduating students how proud we are of them. We are so proud. You are soon to be alumni of the alma mater of the nation. That is an awesome thing, a gift, a community, a set of responsibilities that you're going to be thinking about at every step of the way. Poet Andrea Cohen describes the experience of discovering new ideas in company with others in the ways that you have in the years you've been here. She writes, "How fortunate, having fallen to fall in with a ladder made of light. How inviting ideas are, climbing into bigger, into better, bright." I love that metaphor of a ladder made of light, of learning as climbing. Facts and evidence are the rungs, the uprights are the arguments that we build together and test in company. Ladders that are grounded in those arguments built of evidence and tested like that are sturdy, and the understanding, the sense of shared purpose they create is stabilized by the community in which they're built. Today we're celebrating the new heights that you've achieved as you have kept climbing. We know you will keep climbing, so here is your charge. Lift as you climb. Lift others as you climb, rung by rung. That's the powerful insight of Mary Church Terrell, stateswoman, activist. Cherish the family and friends who hold those uprights for you and with you. Extend a hand to those who follow you, because with every new person who climbs in this community, our world does become bigger and it does become brighter. Graduates, alma mater is so proud of you. Congratulations. Now, it's my great pleasure to welcome our speaker, Alton Costin III, class of 2023. It's our tradition to have a recent graduate come address this moment because we think it's quite powerful to hear from the people who are just one or two steps ahead of where you are right now. Among the most interesting and exciting moments that you could be hearing from. So please welcome my friend and William & Mary alumnus, Alton Costin III.
Senator Jung, President Drossik, President Rowe, Vice President Ambler, faculty and staff, distinguished guests, family, friends, and the eminent class of 2026. Congratulations. Now, while many of you may believe that I'm congratulating them for graduating, which I obviously will be doing so fairly soon, I'm actually singing your praises for being the first members of the class of 2026 to bear through a commencement ceremony in the 2026 academic school year. You guys are sitting through the pompous graduation speeches, the timely calling of names, the bittersweet goodbyes, all while beating your fellow members that have to do it in the spring to the point, in typical competitive William and Mary fashion. Yet, I also recognize that I stand between two very, very important things. The first of which is the graduates coming across this stage and receiving their diploma. And the second, and probably more important, receiving one of your last family-sponsored meals before you get out into this real world. So I'll keep my remarks brief. Swamps are the people the moment demands. My story begins with 7 words. Lord, we give this situation to you. These are words that were echoed by my father during a high school prayer during my senior year, where I was severely depressed because I did not have the financial means to attend university. Like you all, I had the grades, the attendance, the behavior, the leadership potential. Yet no school would take a risk on me with a scholarship, which would render my dreams, my collegiate aspirations, non-existent. But this university did. After that prayer, several weeks later, I received a letter in the mail from this university saying that I not only got accepted, but they offered to pay for the full cost of my classes. Now, as mentioned before by President Rowe, I'm a member of the greatest class to enter through these halls, the class of 2023. But while I was here, like many of you all, I garnered the reputation on campus of being a twomp. And for those that are unfamiliar, twomp, it's a colloquial term that we have here in William & Mary. It's an acronym that stands for typical William & Mary person. And it's essentially referring to all the students that are involved in every aspect of student life. I'm talking student assembly, study groups, mental, emotional support friend for the people that need it, study hall, fraternity, and sorority life. Each and every aspect that a superhero would have on his or her resume or to-do list, this is what a twomp is. And you see, this twompiness, it enables us William & Mary students to not only be great, but have the reputation of being hardworking. But in another reality, also causes us to experience avoidable stress. But you see, in the highlight of my twompiness, in the heyday of my twompiness here on this campus, the most memorable experiences weren't necessarily those that I had in the classroom. Weren't even those at Thirsty Thursdays at Brickhouse Tavern. If you know, you know. But my most memorable experiences were those that happened outside of the classroom. That's where the magic happened. In 2019, I was a freshman on this campus at the height of COVID-19, where anxiety, depression, and isolationism were rampant among university settings across the world. Yet as a freshman, I also wondered, how could I distinguish myself from all the bright and intelligent 4.0s that would come through this university? How can I honor a centuries-old institution with such distinguished alumni, while simultaneously remaining true to myself? What were the gaps that existed in this place, and how could we fill them? Well, it was at the height of COVID-19, at the height of isolationism, where we found the gaps and we filled them. And the gap was that there was no collective or unifying space for the men of this university to come together and truly be vulnerable and showcase vulnerability as a virtue of strength through meaningful dialogues. So we created it. We called it the Barbershop Conversations. And you see, in these barbershop conversations, we have men from every walk of life truly coming together and being vulnerable about topics that aren't typically openly discussed, like family, interpersonal relationships, mental health, all things that are quintessential to the better making of men. And it was there when I realized that we were bringing people from seemingly vastly different backgrounds to see the common humanity in one another. So when I realized that while the classroom was my occupation here at William & Mary, the community and barbershop conversations were my refuge. It made me realize that TWAMPs, we find meaning among the most difficult of moments. Because TWAMPs are the people the moment demands. Yet, I'm gonna be honest, when I was in you guys' seats just a few years ago, I ain't feel ready for no moment. I gotta be honest, 2026 ain't too far from 2023 now. The realities of those times reflect the realities of our current times. A poor job market, potential of AI displacing many of our jobs, heightened geopolitical tension, political partisanship. These are all issues that left many in my class feeling anxious about their futures. We worked hard all for 4 years just to start again at the bottom of the totem pole. We worked hard all 4 years to get this 4.0 GPA and can't get an entry-level job. So are we in the same seats, in the same suits and ties with the same bright smiles on the same graduation day? Many of us faked our confidence when someone asked us about our next steps. Because in reality, many of us didn't know. Besides the pre-med students, of course. But as my story began, life often has a greater timeline that is bigger than your own. I ultimately received an opportunity just a few years after I graduated to study in the People's Republic of China, the very country which was the subject of so much of our country's geopolitical tension. And the first individual that actually reached out to me when I received this opportunity was a gentleman by the name of Kevin Gao. See, Kevin was born in Pengshui, Chongqing, China. Kevin had a soft charm and easy confidence. And it made sense because Kevin was a William & Mary alumni. You see, Kevin told me that he was interested and excited for me to come to his hometown, his home country during a time of such heightened geopolitical tension. Because maybe while our governments couldn't necessarily get along, maybe our people could. Maybe he and I can engage in people-to-people diplomacy and bring people from seemingly vastly different backgrounds to see the common humanity in one another. You see, this guy's dreams, this guy's hopes, this guy's aspirations, they all stem from this place, this location, this moment, these colonial cobblestone right here at William & Mary. This dude was a twomp. And it made me realize whether it's here in the United States of America or abroad in the People's Republic of China, the causes of humanity ring clearly. Our twompiness is our superpower, and there are millions of people fighting for the same mission you are, whom you will never meet. You see, Kevin understood something significant, that struggle knows no geographical borders. It solely knows humanity. And I began to understand this perspective as I transitioned from the skylines and opulence of Beijing into the agrarian footholds of cattle, cow, and grasslands of Guizhou Province, China, where the perspective was different. These people had never met an American before, let alone a black person. Matter of fact, I had one student come up to me and ask me if I was LeBron James. And I responded to him in Chinese, 我是 John Musada Mini Bama, which in English translates to, in what world is LeBron James 5'5"? After that interaction, I continued to engage in people-to-people diplomacy and taught them some of our favorite American pastimes and line dances like the wobble and cha-cha slide. But while I taught these students and informed them of many things, I promise you, they taught me so much more. They began to tell me about their dreams, their hopes, their aspirations for their future. In class of 2026, it's the things that you guys are about to do. I had students tell me they wanted to travel, to study, to work, to be rich. And one student wrote in particular, I wanted to graduate from college. Class of 2026, you see the things that you all are about to embark upon. Travel, work, study, reflect, and as of today, graduate. These are things that people across the world could only yearn for. So while these may be the dreams and aspirations of your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your mentors, whomever it may be, these are not solely their dreams. These are dreams that rest in the hearts of millions of people whom you will never know. Graduates, as I conclude, this is a much more complicated world now than when you began here 4 years ago. I don't have to tell you guys that. It's been repeated throughout all the remarks. But what I will say is that I believe it's deeply ironic how familiar these issues are. Housing, healthcare, education, democracy, famine, geopolitical tension, political partisanship, cynicism, and the lack of humanity to see the common humanity in one another. These are all human-made problems, requiring human-made solutions. They require TWAMPs. Because TWAMPs are the people, the moment demands. And so while this university's history holds the names of Jefferson, Monroe, and Washington, let's put them to the side right now. Because while I view their deeds with nothing but admiration, I simultaneously recognize that they're not representative of all who will soon bear the cap and gown in this room today. You guys are ready, class of 2026. You guys are prepared to meet the moment. You've entered school at one of the most challenging times in history. So when you begin to question who you are, when you begin to question whether you're good enough, smart enough, strong enough, fast enough, beautiful enough, handsome enough, when your confidence wavers, when your hope trembles, just remember this very subtle and stubborn thing. Be it a planter named Jefferson, or a television host named Jon Stewart, or a Super Bowl champion named Mike Tomlin, or a public servant named Jen Psaki, or a 5'5" LeBron James, who suffered from severe depression in high school, who didn't know his next steps to somehow engaging in people-to-people diplomacy just a few years later. TWAMPs are the people the moment demands. In class of 2026, frankly, this moment demands you. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this class of 2026. We gonna be all right. Go Tribe.
Thank you, Alton. Welcome home. Thank you for your words so much. So we are now going to read the names of our degree candidates, beginning with our graduate students and concluding with our undergraduates. Please hold your applause until all candidates for each group have been recognized. So what we're going to do is I will announce your group, and if you are in that group, if you could please come and assemble by this set of stairs to my right, and you will come across the stage and shake the president's hand. We do have a photographer here who will take photos. We know you'll have lots of family photos after the ceremony. Okay, would the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy or Doctor of Education please come forward to be recognized? John Mallon Ransford Clapham, Doctor of Philosophy, Computer Science. Not here today, Doctor of Philosophy at the Batten School of Coastal and Marine Sciences, Elizabeth Heather Davis. Would candidates for the degree of Doctor of Jurisprudence please come forward to be recognized? Greg Fowler. Moving along to the candidates for our master's degrees, including Arts and Sciences, Business, Education, Law, and Marine Science. Please come forward to be recognized. Master of Education, Clinical and Mental Health Counseling Services, specializing in military and veteran services, Tracy Manford Carlson. Master of Education in Mental Health Counseling, Tamerlyn Meller. Master of Education in School Counseling, Chantel Siobhan Capri Pitts. Receiving a Master of Education in Counseling, Amanda Lind Pellegrino. Master of Laws, specializing in compliance and risk, Rodney Tyrone Holton. Master of Laws in American Legal Studies, Muhammad Abubakar Siddiq. Master of Laws in American Legal Studies, specializing in business and corporate law, Diego Eduardo Granada Elvir. Master of Accounting, Lindsay Miranda Williams. Master of Business Administration, Jason Eric Mathis. Master of Business Administration, Cheryl Ann Meitzen. Master of Business Administration, Michael Duhamel. Master of Business Administration, Sir Kamga Tabopta. Master of Science in Business Analytics, Lisa Marie Adamo. Master of Education in Counseling and Clinical Mental Health, Caitlin Mitchell. Master of Education in Counseling, Kathleen Maroney. Master of Education, Military and Veterans Counseling, Miguel Angel Torres, Jr. Master of Education in Counseling and Clinical Mental Health, Danielle Rose Hess. Master of Education in School Counseling, Amanda Aldred Armstrong. Master of Education in Military and Veterans Counseling, Blair Austin Anderson. Master of Education, Clinical Mental Health Counseling, Genevieve Dion Akins. Master of Science in Computer Science, Melanie McCord. Master of Science, Business Marketing, Ivan Alexander McNair Trent. Master of Business Administration, Vinod Nair. Master of Accounting in Business, Natalia Jamay Dunn. Master of Education, Clinical Mental Health Counseling, Ren Breach. Master of Business Administration, Shayna Beth Green. Master of Business Administration, John Michael Stevens. Master of Science in Marketing and Business Administration, Rachel A. Barden. Master of Accounting, John McNellis. Master of Accounting, Samuel James Cooper. Master of Accounting, Macy Page Knight. Master of Accounting, Julia Milagros Petronic. Master of Accounting, Logan Alexander Barnes. Master of Business Administration, Vanessa Maria Fulton. Master of Business Administration, Megan Wood. Master of Education in Clinical Mental Health Counseling, Christopher Thomas Andrews. Master of Education, Claire Lecornu. Master of Education in Clinical Mental Health Counseling, Mirlena Santos. And not with us, but perhaps watching online. Lisa Jane Curtis, Master of Business Administration. Sarah Charlotte Doverspike, Master of Legal Studies, specializing in apparel design. Kayla Arden Owen, Master of Business Administration. And Georgine Turner, Master of Business Administration. Congratulations to all of our master's degree candidates. Would the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Education please come forward to be recognized? We're jumping to Bachelor. Bachelor of Science, Elliot Stephen White. Data Science and Data Sciences application. Okay, hold on 1 second, 1 second. Do we have any education? We're all Bachelor of Science. Any education? Okay, we are moving on to Bachelor of Science. Mohammed Allah Nafina El Safar, also known as Mo. Majoring in Computational and Applied Mathematics and Statistics, Aaron Jupiter Kopp. Majoring in Kinesiology and Health Sciences, Abrar Sadeki Nurul. Majoring in Kinesiology and Health Sciences, David Fanucci. Majoring in Chemistry, Joshua Thomas Kerrigan. Majoring in Psychology, Sharon Anna Grilio. Majoring in Computer Science and Mathematics, Huizhi Xiao. Majoring in Data Science and Spatial Data Analytics, Samuel Joseph Christopherson. Majoring in kinesiology, Tyler Demarius Hughes. Majoring in mathematics and pre-college teaching, Isabella Flora Tien. Majoring in biology and CAMS, mathematical biology, Elizabeth McLeod. Majoring in chemistry, Allison Campbell. Majoring in neuroscience, Emmeline Rose Griffiths. Biology, Sarah Katarina Berliner. Biology, Iman Mohammed Kasim. Computer science, AI machine learning, and mathematics, applied mathematics, Taylor Kim. Computer science, Kevin Donovan Diley. Computer science, Guang Guyan Huang. Geology, Kyla Bertha. Sorry, Kyla. Excuse me, Kyla Bertha. Biology, Isabel Jolie Torres. Biology and Integrative Conservation, Ian Thomas Howard. Kinesiology and Health Sciences, Mara Rose Maleko. Computer Science, Kate Ashlyn Ritter. Biology and French and Francophone Studies, Hannah McMinn. Biology and Public Policy, Catherine Hogue. Psychology, Haley Hall. Kinesiology and Health Sciences, Mariam El-Bakri. Government, McKinley Casey Richard. Integrative Conservation, Percy Zimmering. Psychology, Rachel Lynn Gardner. Kinesiology and Health Sciences, Travis Edward Garnett. Computer Science, Ryan William Michnikowski. Mathematics, Applied Mathematics, Grace Fu Min Hilton. Biology, Madeline Martha Babcock. Biology, Grant Fox Reiter. Biology, Connor Benson. Biology and Environment and Sustainability, Sydney Catherine Grady. Psychology, Alessandra Angel. Kinesiology and Health Sciences, Hannah Ningapang Trong. Biology, Carrie Mitchell. Biology, Isabella Mack. Biology, Emma Mae Smith. CAMS, Mathematical Biology, Zuliana Magali Escalante. Computer Science, Justin Leo. Kinesiology and Health Sciences, Clifton Earl Grant III. Business Data Sciences, Dustin Tran. Psychology, Asher Potts. Kinesiology and Health Sciences and Linguistics, Nora McLean Poling. And CAMS, Mathematical Biology, Olivia Young-Hee Webster. And joining us virtually, Computer Science, Justin Liu, and Biology, Sarah Papa Natrajan. Congratulations, Master of Science recipients. Bachelor of Science recipients. And would the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please come forward to be recognized? Art, Studio Art, Devin Ray Lassiter. English, Liz Kilmer. Sorry, Ziz Kilmer. History, Ryan Blackburn. Government, Jackson DeValence. Theater, Allison Maymun Tom. English, Language and Literature, Elena Grace Murphy. Government, Ryan Taylor. Psychology, Noah Martin. Classical Studies, specializing in ancient Mediterranean culture and history, Abigail Rose Magliero. Government and Economics, Mia Gabriella Monahan. History, Andy Coe. History, Faith Alexis Page. Government, Connor Patrick Stanton. Economics and International Relations, John Flynn Keating. Mathematics, Pre-College Teaching and Psychology, Kira Marie Luskowski. Linguistics and Psychology, Isabella Nicole Hammond. Psychology, Kristen Isabella Witt. History, Peyton Grace Worley. Government and Psychology, Leah Noel Mastry. History, Emma Kathleen Foos. Psychology, Emma Grace DiMatteo. Sociology, Ivy Lane Lynch Williams. Government, Shuanglu Zhou. Finance and Government, Lucas Kahan. Government and History, Kevin Patrick Ring. Sociology and Gender, Sexuality, and Women's Studies, Sarah Leona Crapo. English, Language, and Literature, Elizabeth Nicole Henry. International Relations, Juan Daniel Roque Bolivan. Economics, Amelia Ann Morgan. Economics, Caitlin Chung. History, Christina Elgin. Psychology, Sarah Rentz. Psychology and Gender, Sexuality, and Women's Studies, Calliope Catherine Kesters. English, Language, and Literature, Anthony Iacovone. Anthropology, Janaya Lavaja Cooper Blunt. Film and Media Studies, Jonah Michael Randall. Government, Richa Verma. Government and Public Policy, Ariane Grace Naeem. Government, Georgia Glazer. English, Language, and Literature, Kaylee Nichols. English, Language, and Literature, Justine Faith Swindler. History, Lee Hughes Fickling. Psychology, Kian Moon Parastaran. History, Erica Grace Western. Also recognizing Psychology, John and Anthony Toscano. Government, Sinead Lee McQueenie. International Relations, Juan Daniel Roca Bolivian. And Psychology, Aishwara Nayur Suresh. Congratulations to all of our Bachelor of Arts. Business. Bachelor of Business Administration, are you in the house? Please come forward. Business Data Science, Amanda Melissa Takagi. Economics and Business Finance, Yunchuan Ma. Business Marketing, Spencer David Daniel. Business Marketing, Rachel Perkins. Finance, Kendall George. Finance, Jonah Elman Level. Business Marketing, Sydney Nicole Smith. Business Accounting, Jackie Shu. Finance, Quinn Patrick Devlin. Finance, Gabriel Curtis Turner. Accounting and Hispanic Studies, Brandon Carranza Lopez. Business Analytics Data Science, Isabella Arend. Business Data Science, Michael Thomas Hong. Also recognizing in Marketing, Nautica Marie Bracey. In Data Science, Angela Love Ju. And in Finance, Deeprasan Korala. Congratulations to all of our Bachelor of Business Administration degree candidates. If there are any graduates who have not been to the stage because you came in after your group was called, please come forward now so we can recognize you. Doctor of Jurisprudence, Michael Kazmerzak. So congratulations to all of our winter degree candidates. So bring this enthusiasm back to campus in May, where you will experience all the pomp and circumstance of our William & Mary Commencement Weekend, which is your William & Mary Commencement Ceremony. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Barbara Ramsey, William & Mary Alumni Association board member, who will join us in inducting you all into the Alumni Association.
Good morning. As a proud member of the class of 1975, we were Chwamps then too, and a director on the Alumni Association Board, I am delighted to officially welcome you to the William & Mary Alumni Association as our newest members. In just a few moments, I'm going to formally induct you into the Alumni Association by asking you to join me in reciting the Alumni Pledge. As you figuratively step across the threshold from students to alumni, you are joining a remarkable and invaluable network of more than 115,000 strong. We, your fellow William & Mary alumni, are in every corner of the globe as leaders in businesses, institutions, and communities. We support you as new opportunities and challenges are encountered, and I encourage you to lean on this amazing tribe family. You'll discover an instant bond and a desire to help and support you in any way possible. You are now part of an extraordinary legacy that includes elected officials, from U.S. presidents to congressmen to city council people, scientists, researchers, inventors, pastors, and educators, entertainers, athletes, coaches, and leaders in business and public service. You are an indelible source of pride for this institution. As a member of the Alumni Association, I urge you to take advantage of the many benefits available by joining your local alumni network, seeking out other alumni in your community, keeping your online information up to date, and wearing your green and gold. You never know when or where it will connect you with another alum. Make an effort to be involved in the Young Guard, an alumni group specifically for recent graduates. Join the online platform One Network if you haven't already, and definitely use your William & Mary contacts for career networking, friendship, and fellowship. And one day pay it forward by hiring other young alumni. And absolutely return to campus often, especially for homecoming and other special events. As time goes by, you'll come to realize that William & Mary is not just the university you attended, it is who you are. I am a testament to this sentiment. I owe my professional and personal success to the Liberal Arts Foundation I received at William & Mary many years ago. In particular, the relationships established here are truly lifelong, which I recognized in full force when I returned this past spring for my 50th year reunion. I know it's hard to believe, but time passes very quickly. So all right, now it's time for an important ritual. Please stand, all the graduates, please stand and hold the alumni pin that was on your seat. She's a little green one like this. After reciting the alumni pledge, affix the pin to the left side of your clothing and wear it with pride, a reminder that you are a member of this incredible One Tribe, One Family. Are you ready? If so, join me as we recite the pledge, which you'll find on the back of your program. As a graduate of William & Mary, and as a new member of the William & Mary Alumni Association, I pledge to uphold the university's values: belonging, curiosity, excellence, flourishing, integrity, respect, and service. With pride, I will support and cherish ideals of William & Mary, encouraging others to do so as well, no matter how far from Williamsburg life takes me. Thank you. Congratulations and welcome to the Alumni Association. In just a moment, we're going to conclude by singing the alma mater, but first I would like to extend a special thank you to everyone who's supported these new graduates, especially their families. And after we sing the alma mater, a song that means so much to all of us here, the words will be on the screen. I'll ask everyone to please join downstairs to the atrium for refreshments. And I believe in wearing green and gold in a lot of different ways. So I brought a couple baskets of pins, buttons, stickers, magnets. And so I ask each of you to take one as just a small memento of William & Mary as you go forward and onto your next journey. All right, so here we go with Alma Mater.